Hi everyone, it is day 32 of my live video day challenge, and today I am going to talk about my professional fraternity that I joined while I was in Southwest Texas State, which is now Texas State University, and that is called Phi Chi Theta. So the last few days I have been talking a little bit about the process of joining a social and a professional organization. So with Phi Chi Theta, it was originally, and I did speak about this, it was originally a women's business fraternity, which started in June of 1924, and it became co-ed they decided to become co-ed in June of 1976. Which is interesting because the club that I'm in, Toastmasters, which is, of course, a nonprofit educational organization which is focused on helping people develop communication, public speaking, leadership skills. It started on the 22nd of October, 1924. It just turned 100 years old, and it started for men. And it wasn't until 1973 that women were allowed. So there you go. So Phi Chi Theta was the other way around. So I find that really quite interesting. So two organizations that, well, Toastmasters still changes my life all the time, but Phi Chi Theta was just a very short part of my life, but it did change me. So I joined in 1984, and I finished when I graduated. So I just wanted to talk about the process. So when you wanted to join this professional organization, the first thing you did, and I think I told you, it was called the recruitment phase, which is called Rush. So you would go to like a room. We went to like a room in the university, and we would dress up really nicely, and then we would just go amongst the members and just see if we wanted to join the fraternity. So this is when I'd already joined, and these are just new members coming in and they're interested in joining. And then if they want to join, they say, yes, we're interested. But the members of the club, they need to bid on them and say, yes, we'll accept everyone who's come through. And usually that's what happens in professional fraternities. We accept everyone, really. So we usually accept them, and then the next part is that they get accepted, and then they're known as a pledge. And that the pledge phase is that you're just a newbie, you're a newcomer. Now, when you join as a pledge, you can have just say I'm a pledge. You can say, I want a big brother or big sister, and this is kind of your mentor. So when I joined, I had a little brother, and his name is Knox. So he was my little brother. So I joined already, and I took him on as my little brother, and we're still friends to this day. I actually just saw him in September. So I love that. So we had this really close bond. I took him under my arm, and I let him know what they had to do. So during the pledge stage is your initiation. You're being introduced to Phi Chi Theta and what the ideals are. And I'll just show you. We have some of the ideals here. Here's the Phi Chi Theta. Here is our our pledge is, may the candle of knowledge guide our ship to achievement. Kind of interesting, I guess. And then there is our Greek Phi Chi Theta. We're part of the Delta Omicron chapter, different chapters around the world. Now, around the United States. Part of the initiation process when you're a pledge is that you have to do a project. Now, when Knox joined the club, what they did is they involved themselves in something called Springfest. So they set up a booth, and we were promoting Phi Chi Theta, but we have the pledges, the new members try to get other members in. So those are all the pledges for that particular year. And we actually won our booth competition. Another thing that we did as well is that we had professional development things as well. So we had like panel discussions. We had people come in and who would oh, here we go. We go into businesses. This is Arthur Anderson here, and this was just a lady who was showing us around the office. So there are different things that we did as far as professional development go, and then also as far as the pledges, they would do something for the club, do the club as well. So a little bit all over the place. Sorry. Another thing that we did is we did a anti-litter. So one day we did a philanthropy, and the pledges did that, and so did we. And we went out and we picked up trash in around San Marcos. So as you can see, it's got our name there, Phi Chi Theta, SWTSU. So we're in the newspaper. Now, in part of Phi Chi Theta is also an executive, and very much sort of like Toastmasters, we also had the different roles. Of course, we had president, then we had vice president, we had someone finance. We didn't call it treasurer. We actually called it finance. Someone who was a pledge trainer, who took the new people under their wing and just trained them about the history of Phi Chi Theta. And then, of course, we had someone who was our sponsor. We had a sponsor who was from the university. He was a university professor, Professor Mogab. So he was our sponsor. So part of that executive was he was sponsoring us as well. And then, of course, we had advertising. As you can see, we had lots of newspaper articles that we needed to go into. This was the 80s, remember? So it was totally different back then. And then we also had a social coordinator as well. I'm not going to talk so much about the social. I'm going to go into that tomorrow. But I wanted to, part of the initiation phase was we had these sort of get-togethers where we would, of course, we'd have a little bit to drink, but it wasn't social. It was more, if you can see, they're all holding journals. They're all holding journals in their hand. So they would go around the room and ask people like 20 questions. And they all would be the same, like, what are you majoring in? Where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. But it was, for us, the pledges to get to know the members, and of course, us to get to know the pledges. After the initiation process, and of course, the different events that they would come up with. Also, one year we did a coupon book, and this was kind of the back part of the coupon book, which talked a little bit about Phi Chi Theta and the advantages of Phi Chi Theta. And inside the booklet, I don't have that booklet, I used all the coupons, we advertised our organization and a coupon booklet with different discounts they could get at the university. So it was a really fantastic organization. We got to know how to use certain skills. Remember, a lot of us were in our early 20s, even late teens, maybe 19, some of the newer people who joined. But it was like an exciting learning time of my life, and I really did enjoy the skills that I learned during that time. Now, another thing, so 1 year, I'll just show you this one. So this picture here, right here, I was vice president 1 year, and there is my little brother, Knox, and I had a little sister called Floor, and we're still friends to this day, which is fantastic. So Floor and Knox, I'm still friends with to this day, and the others I don't know, actually. So kind of interesting. Yeah. So I just wanted to show you some photos of and let you know how Phi Chi Theta worked. It was a really great learning experience. It exposed me to the professional side of learning how to organize things, and I was able to learn it in this club. So it was a really great, fantastic experience. Now, tomorrow's going to be a little bit more exciting. I feel this is a bit boring right now, but anyways, I'm going to talk about the social things that we got up to, because we did do quite a few social things. So mainly, In summary, Phi Chi Theta was a professional fraternity. We learned, a lot of professional development. We had field trips, panel discussions. We went into businesses, into Texas, but we also did events like we did recruitment. We had, we picked up litter, which was a bit of a philanthropy that we tried to do in the community. So we did community events as well. So anyways, that's a little bit about Phi Chi Theta. This is day 32 of my live video challenge. This is Heart and Soul with Evelyn.